my feeler gauges have arrived, so I'm going to go ahead and take the clearance measurements on all 4 valves on this head. Then we'll move to this head and take the valve clearance measurements there. So I just have a sticky note with the space for the 4 clearances written down for the front left cylinder. Similarly, I'm going to write it for each of the cylinders, and then we'll go from there. Now I have these slip gauges, and we have 4 or 5 measurements in the resolution we're looking for. So we're looking for something between 0.1 and 0.15, and preferably closer to the higher end. So 0.15 millimeters is what we want it to be. So if I find that it's either close to this 0.1 millimeter measurement or less, we're definitely going to change the shim. And okay, looks like I have the front right cylinder intake cams in the correct position, so I'm just going to take this measurement first. So I'm going to try 0.15 first. Yeah, that feels tight. Let's try 0.13. Even that is a little bit tighter than I would like, so I imagine it's between 0.1 and 0.13. Yeah, so I would say it's closer to the bottom end of the clearance. So I'm going to say 0.1. 0.1 feels about right. Yeah, I just feel some resistance as I'm pushing it in and out. So right at 0.1 I would say this. So it's at the bottom end of the clearance. Front right cylinder, left intake valve, 0.1 mm. Okay, let's measure the right intake valve. I think this time I'm going to start at the bottom. So start at 0.1 and see. So I feel almost no resistance, it's very little. So try 0.13. So 0.13 I feel a little bit more resistance than I would like to. So I'd say it's between 0.1 and 0.13. So maybe 0.11 or 0.12. I'll call it 0.11. None of the exhaust cams are in place. Okay, looks like the left cylinder exhaust has come up. Just bring you in and show you. So you kind of see the tips of the lobes are pointing directly away from the bucket. So I'm going to try and take this measurement here. That's a better view of what I'm going to try to do. I think I'm going to have to come in from behind towards the radiator, get my slip gauges in where I need to. Okay, so the clearances for the exhaust are between 0.2 and 0.25. So looking at these three, 0.2, 0.23, 0.25. I might actually, should I? Yeah, I think I'm gonna take these leaves out separately, just so it's easier to measure. So I just pulled these leaves out, and now I'm gonna try and get it back there. Oh boy, can't get 0.2 in there. Yeah, on the right side 0.2 is really tight. On the left it won't even get in. It's bad. Actually, hold on. I think I'm gonna be doing this wrong. Yeah. Pointer is tight. Yeah, pointer is tight on both of these. I'll have to get slimmer gauges to see. So obviously these two need adjustment. I want to try the 0.15. .15 is very loose. Let's try the 0.18. Yeah, I'd say it's about 0.18. Just write that down before doing anything else. Yeah, same. I think both these exhaust valves are at 0.18. I think we went past the peak of this, but anyway, I'm gonna grab the measurement for this exhaust. Or maybe we didn't. Okay. Let's grab this intake then. Starting with the lower end, 0.1. Yeah, that's just about right. So it's right at the lower end. Yeah, just gonna try 0.13. Yep, that's tight. No, that's really tight. I'd say this is even smaller than 0.1. Let's put 0.1 down for the left. Try the 0.08. Yeah, I would say this is 0.09. Yeah, this exhaust looks like it's a little past, pointing directly upwards, but it should still be fine to measure the clearances. Starting with the bottom end again, 0.2. Point 2 feels tight. Oh boy, 0.2 won't even go in here. Yeah, 0.2 is very tight. Man, all my clearances are out of spec, it looks like. So if I were to go back, I would probably do the valve clearances earlier than recommended by Aprilia. 0.18 is tight. So this is way out of spec. Yeah, I think this right side is what, 0.18. I take that back. I think both sides are 0.18. Seems like all the exhaust valves, all four, are right at 0.18. So just out of spec. Spark plug holes look really clean. Nothing in there, no debris, no nothing. Spark plugs look great. No unexpected wear. Good gap. Um, it looks like a nice tan color. About halfway down the electrode. Tells me the AFR is just about right. There's no carbon deposits. It's a little bit of soot on the ring, but that is to be expected. No leakage past the back of the spark plug. Looks great. Similar story here, except there's just a spot of something here. I'm not too concerned. Might be a little oil leaking past the seals. The spark plug tube seal in here. I might have pulled at the bottom. You can see there's some oil at the bottom here. But yeah, otherwise it looks great. No concerns here. This tube is dry, but not sure if you can notice it, but right at the bottom there's a little bit of oil. So I suspect the spark plug tube seal on this cylinder has been leaking a little bit. Not an issue, but we're going to be changing that anyway. One overheating GoPro battery change later. Somebody was a little too enthusiastic with the 3 bond. Come on. Thank you. Stuff like this is really not good. If you have too much RTV, it can really wreak havoc in your engine. If it gets loose and falls inside, it can block oil passages, get caught up in your pickup, and cause all sorts of issues. It's not a good thing to do. Same in the front. There's a blob of RTV here. You really don't need a lot of RTV. You just need a little bit. I'm fairly certain this thing has never been opened since the factory. This could easily have broken loose and been floating around in the oiling system. Bad. Looks like these valves are just about the right position for me to measure. So we'll start with that. I need to write out a couple more sticky notes. We'll take measurement on this guy first. Might push it a little bit further, so it's on the base circle. Starting with 0.2. 0.2 is tight again. One eight. Yeah, I think it's right around 0.18, but let's put 0.15 in. I would say it's closer to 0.15. Yeah. Yeah, this is definitely more than 0.15. Yeah, I'm going to actually. I'm going to call this a 0.17, 0.16, 0.17. I'm going to call it a 0.18, I think. Let me try a 0.2, but fairly certain. Yep, 0.18 on this guy. It's like we have both these in the perfect position now. So intake on the left cylinder, exhaust on the right cylinder. Start with this guy, and I will start with 0.1. Stays right around 0.1. Trying a 0.13. A little bit of oil on here. Yep. Yeah, 0.13 won't fit. Gonna call both of these 0.11 because 0.1 feels a little bit loose. They're both almost exactly the same. I'm gonna start with 0.2 on this guy again. I don't think 0.2 is gonna fit. Oh, no, maybe it's just an access issue. Yeah, 1.2 is tight. I'm gonna call this guy 0.18. Dear. Might need a lot of shims of the same dimension. We'll see. We'll see what shims are in there. We'll find out. This might even be a 0.17. Yeah, this is a 0.18. This is the final measurement we need to take. Starting with 0.1 as usual. Oh boy. This one even fit a 0.1. Uh-oh. Super tight. 0.08. Yep. It's even smaller than that. Literally all my valves need adjusting. Even smaller than 0.08 on this one. This is 0.008. I mean 0.08. Let's try 0.06. And seriously? Has no clearance. 0.05. This one is super tight. 0.05 is what it is. Try 0.06 again. Yeah, pretty good to call it 0.05. Jesus. So these are our measurements arranged according to cylinder. Yeah, we're going to have to adjust basically all of them. I would like to get all the clearances to the upper end of the specification. So 0.15 for all the intakes and 0.25 for all the exhausts, or as close as we can manage. Now the long process begins of taking stuff off to actually do that. So I think for the rear cylinder, we need to take off the clutch cover side, and for the front cylinders, we need to take off the alternator side. So I'm planning to make a Google sheet of the calculations required to figure out what size shim you actually need to get it to the spec that you want it to be in. I'll probably share that and link it in the video description.